As a mom, I know how much of a joy it is to have kiddos, but let's be honest, sometimes you just need a break. Well, joining us via Zoom with some tips on how to do just that is Dr. Viviana. Hello, Dr. Viviana. How are you?
Hello, hello. I'm super excited to talk about this. People are struggling.
I know, and I totally get it. Well, for brand new parents, what's the first thing they should do to make sure that they're still spending time as a couple?
Well, just like they're putting feedings on the calendar and, of course, preschool dates and all of that, I think it's so important to put your own date nights on the calendar. Make it happen.
Yes, well, you know what, childcare, I know this firsthand, can be really tricky to find. What are your tips for that?
Well, start thinking about it when you're pregnant. Start thinking about who's going to be in your community. Start looking for a nanny or a friend or hopefully a relative, somebody that might be able to do it for free.
Yeah.
But yeah, some people will include that cost in the idea of the date night and they're budgeting for date night. And I think that's really smart. Just make it happen. And if that means budgeting or asking a friend to help out, do that. Make sure you're asking for help.
Yes, well, since date nights can be less frequent after having kiddos, any advice for taking the pressure off when they do happen?
Yeah, a lot of people will say, if we're going to go out on date night, we cannot talk about the kids. And that lasts for about 2.5 seconds. So
Yes.
just know it's the biggest part of your life, very likely, and it's okay for y'all to talk about it. The fact that you're out there having some quality time on your own, even if you're talking about what would be happening back if you were at home, is still okay, and it's an investment in your marriage. But then obviously, I think it's important to talk about other things that are going on, things that are special to you, or even just the mundane things that are happening outside of the house. I think it's so important for those date nights to be an opportunity, not just pressure filled, that leads to maybe something more intimate that night.
Yes. Now, when you've got the kiddos, especially in the beginning, you're tired, emotions run high. What should people keep in mind?
That you're not going through this alone. If you're feeling like you're overwhelmed, if you're feeling overly tired, if your bodies just don't feel like themselves, share that with your partner. Give them the opportunities to support you. You don't have to have it all figured out. You're not going to ever have it all figured out. The minute that you do, they move on to another phase and you have to learn more. So as long as you and your partner are feeling like you're on the same team, you're on the right track.
That's great advice. Now, as a parent, there's always like that guilt factor too, right? But you also say that going on date nights can actually be a teaching moment for kiddos. I love this. Can you explain more?
100%. I talk about it in my book, The Four Intimacy Styles. So many parents become parents because of their partnership and because of the love that they want to express to each other. And then the minute they have kids, they put all of that love and affection towards them, which is nice, don't get me wrong. But if we could take at least maybe 10% of that and take it back to our partnerships, then your friends, your family, and especially your kids are going to be able to support you and are going to be happy for you. Even if you feel a little bit guilty, you shouldn't feel that. You should not feel guilty because your relationship is so important, and giving those kids that role model, that example of healthy relationships, believe me, as a relationship therapist, is going to go a long way.
Yes, great advice today. Thank you so much, Dr. Viviana. Always good to see you.
Good to see you too. See you later.
Absolutely. And you can get a copy of Dr. Viviana's book on her website. It's drviviana.com, and use the word Coco for 20% off, or follow her on Instagram at Dr. Viviana. And we will also be having more conversations with her. So if you have a relationship question, send it our way via email to mycoco@9news.com.